Welcome to the 2026 Grossman School of Business Beta Gamma Sigma Recognition Ceremony. My name is Barbara Arell, and I'm the advisor of the UVM chapter of Beta Gamma Sigma and the Associate Dean of the Grossman School of Business. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of our Beta Gamma Sigma members, Dean Sharma, faculty, staff, and invited guests, especially our guest speaker, Kurt Hall. Beta Gamma Sigma membership is the highest honor a business student attending an AACSB accredited institution can achieve. Our chapter of Beta Gamma Sigma has recognized and honored top performing students in the Grossman School of Business since 1989. At this time, I would like to welcome our members and new inductees to the ceremony. Professor Michael Thomas, will you please present the candidates? Hunter, stay still.
Professor Arell, I present the candidates for membership in Beta Gamma Sigma.
Thank you. Candidates, you have been invited to become a member of Beta Gamma Sigma as you have shown an outstanding aptitude for business studies and have demonstrated your work ethic and determination. This event is a testament to your hard work. We are honored to have you join us as a new member. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Dean of the Grossman School of Business, Sanjay Sharma. Since 2011, Dean Sharma has raised well over $100 million for the naming of the school and doubled the size of the business school building. And he's overseen significant improvements in curriculum and experiential opportunities for students. I now invite Dean Sharma to the podium.
Thank you, Barb. So Beta Gamma Sigma is an international honor society that recognizes the outstanding academic achievements of students enrolled in business and management programs accredited by the International Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business, or ASCSB as it's known, which only recognizes top 6% of business programs around the world. And there are 13,000 business programs, only 6% are accredited by ACSB. As such, each Beta Gamma Sigma chapter, only the top 10% of undergraduate students are eligible to be recognized as a member, so you're the best of the best. A membership invitation not only recognizes academic achievement, but also expresses confidence in the students' abilities and promise to become responsible leaders in the future. And we are honored and grateful to have one such responsible leader, Kurt Hall, as our guest speaker today. Welcome, Kurt, and I'm just going to embarrass you a little bit. So, and welcome Elizabeth, Kurt's wife. A native Vermonter and a lifelong outdoorsman, Kurt's career reflects an uncommon blend of athletic achievement, financial expertise, and visionary business leadership. Kurt began his path as a competitive ski racer and soccer player before going on to play professional baseball as a catcher in the minor league system of Detroit Tigers and New York Yankees. After concluding his baseball career, Kurt returned to Vermont and earned his degree in accounting and finance from the University of Vermont in 1982. You dated yourself, Kurt. He launched his professional career at KPMG, then moved into media and entertainment industry with United Artists Entertainment Company, where he rose from CFO to CEO in theater operations. These operations later became part of Regal Entertainment Group, the world's largest cinema operator, where Kurt served as co-chairman and co-CEO. During his tenure, Kurt founded what became the National CineMedia, now the largest cinema advertising network in the United States. Since retiring as its chairman and CEO, he has continued to give back through service on numerous corporate and nonprofit boards, including the University of Vermont Foundation. Please join me in welcoming back to campus Kurt Hall.
Thank you. First of all, I'm really honored to be here for a couple of reasons. First, the fact that this is, I guess, Sanjay, the last time you'll be doing this. So I'm very sad about that and very honored that I'm here to, I guess, see you off in a way. And I'm very sorry for that. And I don't think you guys have any understanding of how good a dean you had. Maybe
Still have for a few more weeks.
okay. That's true, but extraordinary in all respects, and not just in being a dean the way you guys think of it, but as he mentioned, I'm on the foundation board now, and the way Sanjay has been able to help the foundation raise money and the university raise money is sort of special. It's beyond what I think most deans and probably all deans do, and it's sort of a model that I hope will continue. I'd actually suggested to Sanjay at dinner the other night that maybe he create a consulting business that he can start training deans to help raise money for universities, including obviously ours. So anyway, you heard my bio a little bit, and I'm also really honored to be here because it is the absolute only way I would be in this room. There is no chance that I would be sitting over there with all of you guys. So, I started out as quite a jock, I guess, and had to make a number of decisions coming out of high school. My mother was super intent on me going to college, and nobody had ever gone to college in our family, and so she was absolutely making it a requirement. And I was a pretty good baseball player, and I was scouted by a number of teams and colleges, and actually had a full scholarship to go to the University of Maine, which was a big baseball school at the time. And my mother was like, of course, you're going there. And my father, on the other hand, was like, well, if you get drafted and they give you enough money, maybe you go play professional baseball. Well, I ended up doing that, and I did sign. And like all careers, it's really about different people you meet and different experiences you have kind of help make some of the decisions when you come to forks in the road. And the sort of first one for me, I was actually at spring training for the Detroit Tigers, and it was the first time, and I'm an 18-year-old kid, and I'm sitting in the locker room getting ready to take a shower, and this big guy walks in, 6'4", big, strong guy, sits down beside me. And we start chatting up, and I didn't really know who he was. It was my first day in spring training, and it turned out it was a guy named Lance Parrish. And for any of you that follow baseball, Lance Parrish was quite a good catcher, and led the Detroit Tigers to the World Series a few years later. And I was a catcher, and at that moment, I knew for sure I was not going to the big leagues with the Detroit Tigers, and that I better go back to school. The other one, the other great story is between high school and actually going to college, one of my off-season times, I worked for a stonemason for one fall. And that was the other sort of defining moment for me. I was a laborer for a stonemason. And I don't know if any of you have ever done that, but it's really hard work. And at that moment, I also said to myself, I'm definitely going to college. So I ended up eventually here. There were a number of times here that really kind of guided my way through my career. And the one person I have to tell you that really defined who I was. I had this idea that I was going to go into the accounting school, and if I got a great accounting degree, that was a great foundation for business and so on. So I was in the accounting courses, and I took a finance course just because you have to take a few finance courses. And I had this professor named Gene Laber, and everybody laughs. So, Gene, I guess at the end of the day, saved me from accounting. He really did, and really sparked my interest in finance. And I ended up getting an accounting degree as well as a finance degree. And he was really an inspiration. Any of you that know Gene. And one of the ways I got involved in giving to the university was because of Gene, because the guy who was responsible for my neck of the woods, I happened to be out in Colorado, Dean Snyder, who worked for the foundation, called me up one day and said, hey, Gene's retiring and we're creating a charitable trust, a charitable giving foundation around his name, and would you be part of it? So of course I was. And Gene, I think about him so often, especially every time I use the discounted cash flow formulas, I think of Gene. And I don't know, you guys are all way too young, but I'm sure there's some people here that actually remember him. And he was one of the defining people in my college experience here that really pushed me into the area that I ended up with, being eventually a CFO and then a CEO. And there's a couple of other things I just wanted to share with you. I had another boss early in my career, a guy named Brendan Clouston, who eventually became COO of Telecommunications Inc., a big cable company. And he was kind of my mentor in my early days in my career. And I remember this one time I was trying to sell, we were borrowing money from a lot of different banks, and I was selling the banks on, lending us money. And at one point, Brendan basically shut me down in the meeting, and he turned to me and he said, Kurt, stop selling. They've already said yes. And later in the day, he was talking to the CEO, and I was there, and he said, it's too bad. Kurt just can't take yes for an answer. And it always stuck with me. And I think that's an important thing to kind of remember. There's a message there, is just keep pushing, keep selling, keep believing in it and in what you're doing. And the other thing that I really came to think about was how, in my later career, was how I was managing. And in my early career, and you guys have heard this, what's the job of a CEO? It's, maximize shareholder wealth, right? That's the concept. And usually you would take that as meaning numbers-based, right? Maximize margins, maximize revenue, EBITDA, all that stuff. And while all that's true, as I became a more mature CEO, I started to realize that it's important, don't get me wrong, and especially if you're a public company, but it's really more about the people. And people started to ask me, what does a CEO do? And it's an interesting question, and it's kind of hard to answer. What the heck does a CEO do? And I came up with this theory that a CEO's job is to create an environment for people to succeed. And if you do that, if you create that environment, that culture in the company, everything else will take care of itself. The people will be happy. They'll have time to do whatever other things they'll do. They'll want to come to work. That'll create more productivity. And everything, and that in itself will create more shareholder wealth over the long term. And as my career sort of continued, I was really struggling as a CEO to connect more with people. And I was really trying to figure out how to do that. Because I was pretty wound pretty tight, especially younger in my years, and pretty focused and energetic and so on. And I really, as I got older, I wanted to try to figure out a way to connect more with people. And one day I was on the internet and I was searching for James Brown. And it was just when he had got arrested for a gun violation or something. And I was looking for the story, and I came across this author named Brene Brown. I watched her TED Talk, and it was her very first TED Talk. And I don't know if anybody has read Brene Brown's books, but her whole deal is about vulnerability and letting people in and the power of vulnerability. And as she has written more and more books, it was originally part of her personal, it was about a personal vulnerability. And then she sort of converted it into how do you use that in business effectively? Because unfortunately, a lot of the tools of vulnerability and intimacy are illegal in the corporate world, in the business world. And her whole concept was, which I very much believed and adopted, was you open yourself up and people will come closer. And that became very powerful. And I actually started talking about it with my teams. And, whenever I'd mentioned Brene Brown, all the girls would, they'd go like this. They all knew who it was. The guys had no freaking clue. And I started to really make it part of our culture. And I think the thing that I want to leave you guys with is, and I think it's even more important in this day and age because we've become, as human beings, so attached to our machines, so attached to our phones, that we're losing that human interaction. And I don't think we fully understand how powerful that is. I think we are now seeing how damaging it can be, especially to kids. But I don't think we're seeing how powerful it can be, especially in the business world. And when I started applying that, it was probably the last 8 or 10 years of my career where I really started trying to create those connections and that sort of stickiness within the organization, and became a bit of a Brene Brown disciple in some respects. And it really was powerful. And I think that's one of the things you guys need to really work through, because with AI and all the other stuff that's coming down the pipe now, and all of it built around technology, a lot more isolation, not as much human interaction, I think as business leaders, executives that you guys will become, you got to really think about that. Because you're all super smart, you know how to run spreadsheets, you probably know how to use Claude or ChatGPT or any of those kind of things, but I don't think that's what's most important about business and about running businesses. And my wife Elizabeth and I have been together now 7 or so years, and I do credit Brene Brown with creating a human being that I think Elizabeth likes a lot better too. So that's also an added benefit, so it's not only going to help you in business, but I do think it'll help you in relationships as well. So I wish you all the luck. I don't know when you guys will march the next few weeks, I guess. But good luck. And if there's anything you ever want to call me up, ask me anything. These guys have all my contact information, and I'm very, very invested right now in my stage of my career in trying to help people. Education is kind of one of my focus. That's why I'm on the foundation board. So thank you so much for having me. And again, I'm so happy to be here because I couldn't have gotten here any other way. So thank you.
So thank you, Kurt, for coming here and talking to our students and sharing your journey and your life story. We have a token of our appreciation for you, and I don't know. I know you guys are going to
put me in this society?
You are going to. That's for Associate Dean Orell. But I know you're off to Italy, so if it doesn't fit in your bag, I don't know what it is, but we can always send it to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So now I invite Associate Dean Orell to continue the ceremony.
Thank you. Beta Gamma Sigma is the Scholastic Honor Society dedicated to principles and ideals essential to a worthy life, as well as to a commendable business career, as we just heard. The mission of the International Honor Society of Beta Gamma Sigma is to encourage and honor academic achievement in the study of business, to foster personal and professional excellence, to advance the values of the society, and to serve its lifelong members. The principles of Beta Gamma Sigma are represented by 3 Greek words, the initials of which form the name of our society: Beta Gamma Sigma. These 3 principles will be explained to you by students and faculty who are all members of Beta Gamma Sigma. Professor Rocky DeWitt will now tell you what Beta means to our society.
Thank you, Barb. Beta is the initial letter of the Greek word babios, which signifies honor. Honor is personal integrity and excellence of character. It is an enduring quality found in all persons who deserve to lead others. All honorable persons conscientiously seek to recognize, to uphold, and to encourage that which is ethical and which is just. With humility, they acknowledge human failings, which tend to induce the sacrifice of lofty ideas for base gains. They are aware of the difficulty of distinguishing right from wrong when confronted by a variety of alternative goals and a multitude of pressures and means to achieve those goals. But their honor is coupled with resolute courage. They may falter and they may fail, yet they rise with renewed determination to do what is right. Their reputations are their most priceless possessions. All honorable persons recognize their duties before they demand their rights. They respect law and promote order, not because of the negative fear of sanctions, but because of an affirmative conviction that a good society requires the stability which order provides. Worthy members of Beta Gamma Sigma consciously seek to act honorably at all times. Thus, they confidently pursue peace of mind and happiness for themselves, even as they serve as an exemplar for others. Honor is a guiding star which encourages altruism, enlightens social responsibility, and service rather than selfishness. I ask you to accept honor as an ideal to be translated into reality in your conduct every day of your life. Listen now as the president of our BGS chapter, Caroline Canny, presents the explanation of Gamma.
Gamma is the initial letter of the Greek word gnosis, which means wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge tested by experience and tempered by discerning judgment. It abhors prejudice. It insists upon freedom of thought and expression. Truly wise persons are aware of their talents and achievements and do not deny or belittle them with misplaced modesty. However, they are also acutely aware of their own limitations and are sympathetic to the shortcomings of others. They are quick to acknowledge the profound dependence on masters who have gone before them. They laud those who have laboriously built earlier civilizations, and they gratefully accept the rich intellectual and cultural heritage they have provided. They are, moreover, thankful for contributions to their development made by family and friends, superiors and subordinates, by associates and antagonists. Persons of wisdom constantly seek a better comprehension and more fruitful application of what is known. They are also endlessly engaged in a quest for an understanding of what is unknown. Although the fund of human knowledge has literally multiplied in recent decades, the wise person happily anticipates a future which promises to provide a geometric expansion of this treasure store. Confronted by a veritable flood of facts and concepts, the person of wisdom exercises special discrimination to select, to arrange, to relate, to interpret, and to apply. This is a challenge worthy of the finest mind. I ask you to continue your quest for wisdom, nurture it, and utilize it in your conduct every day of your life. Listen finally as Dr. Amy Thomas presents the explanation of Sigma.
Sigma is the initial letter of the Greek word spuda, which means earnestness. Earnestness is enthusiasm, measured by achievement, disciplined by reason, and ennobled by sincerity. It is that dynamic quality which is essential for all great achievement. Earnest persons reject both temerity and timidity. They have courage to match their convictions. They inspire confidence, invite action, and generate progress. Without earnestness, both honor and wisdom lose much of their potential effectiveness. Noble purposes, defined with wisdom and upheld with honor, remain evanescent dreams without the driving power of sensible enthusiasm. The greatest personal achievements are tributes to the blending of honor, wisdom, and earnestness in the minds and hearts of those who lead. Rewards for the individual and progress for society surely proceed from this wholesome union of qualities. To each of you, much has been given in mind, body, and spirit. Of each of you, accordingly, much is expected. Earnestness will help provide the perseverance that dispels weariness, the forward thrust that overcomes opposition, and the resilience that rebounds from reverses. To the earnest person, problems become opportunities for service and for profit. I ask you to accept earnestness as a guide and stimulant in your personal conduct every day of your life. Professor Orwell.
Candidates, please stand. You have heard the principles which members of Beta Gamma Sigma endorse and strive to uphold: honor, wisdom, and earnestness. Do you accept these principles as your own? If so, say I do. I do. Thank you. Please repeat after me a statement in which you formally accept the principles of Beta Gamma Sigma. I pledge myself to maintain and uphold the ideals and principles of Beta Gamma Sigma, the Scholastic Business Honor Society. I will guard and cherish honor. I will strive ever to acquire wisdom. And use it for the betterment of society. I will cultivate earnestness in all my undertakings. As a member of this chapter of Beta Gamma Sigma, I will recognize my obligations to assist and cooperate in the development of its purposes. I will seek by all honorable means to advance the interests of the university, of my community, and of my nation. Do you affirm this pledge? If so, say I do.
I do.
In recognition of your accomplishments and of your affirmation of the ideals of our society, we will now present to you the key of Beta Gamma Sigma. This key is a symbol of the ideals of honor, wisdom, and earnestness, and is inscribed with the Greek letters which represent the society's name. We ask that all members who wear this key do so with our principles in mind. We're going to please come forward, and when your name is read by CSS Director Angela Erdman, to accept your certificate from the Dean and to take a photo at the great photo opportunity. I will then present you the Beta Gamma Sigma key.
Hunter Acosta Mariado. Addison Auletta. Sawyer Beck. Avery Bellavance.
Yeah.
Grace Berry. Peter Boltman. Pierce Cattier. Ariana Clark. Oscar Gilbert. Lillian Gerard. Kate Henning. Noor Jareth. Luke Nelson. Lucy Parker. Myra Shalati. Ben St. John. Miranda Versuevel. Sydney Volmert. Emma Warren. Emerson Warren. Madison Williams.
Please join me in congratulating the newest members of the UVM chapter of Beta Gamma Sigma. And we'd now like to recognize those members of Beta Gamma Sigma who will be graduating in May. We recognize BGS graduates with a set of honors cords so that they may proudly display their membership in our prestigious honor society at commencement. Please come forward as Angela reads your name, and Dean Charma will present you with the cords of Beta Gamma Sigma.
Caroline Canny. Carl Daly. Shannon Douglas. Dawson Good. Casey Hutchko. David Ismail. Emma Kanjorski. Jonas Keim. Allison Kingsley. Meredith Lentz. James Millerick. Charles Monahan. Joshua Moore. Snyder. Marley St. Pierre. Aaliyah Tassini. Jenna Vicinelli. Griffin Zimmer. Pierce Cattier. Nor Jareth. Kate Henning. Miranda Versuevel.
Congratulations to our graduating members. We now have a couple of awards to hand out. I'm happy to announce that the Beta Gamma Sigma Awards Committee recognized our chapter with highest honors. This award comes with a student scholarship for one of our members. We want to recognize one new member who best exhibits leadership skills and the ideals of our society: honor, wisdom, and earnestness. Our recipient is concentrating in accounting and business analytics with a global business theme and has gained valuable professional experiences through positions as both an accounting intern and a marketing intern over the past 2 summers. They currently serve as a team lead with the Catamount Innovation Fund, demonstrating both analytical skill and leadership. Looking ahead, they plan to remain in Vermont after graduation as a homegrown talent committed to contributing to the state's business community. Please join me in congratulating our winner, Avery Bellavance. you. To announce our next award, I'd like to ask our chapter president, Caroline, to come forward, please.
Every year, our chapter recognizes a faculty member who best promotes and celebrates strong academic performance and inspires students to stay true to the core values of Beta Gamma Sigma: honor, wisdom, and earnestness. Only professors who teach concentration and/or theme courses are eligible for this award. Based on a vote of all BGS members, our chapter would like to recognize Dr. Michael Thomas. Dr. Thomas, please join me at the podium.
Okay. Congratulations, Dr. Thomas. Sorry. One last bit we have here. As you've heard, the Beta Gamma Sigma Key is a powerful symbol of honor, academic excellence, and a lifelong commitment to ethical leadership. Today, we are proud to dedicate a newly acquired statue of the Beta Gamma Sigma Key, made possible through the generosity of a donor whose support reflects a deep commitment to these ideals. Ta-da! This key will be displayed in our building, and at this time, we'd like to formally dedicate it to our retiring dean, Dr. Sanjay Sharma, in recognition of his extraordinary service and enduring impact. His vision and leadership have profoundly shaped the Grossman School of Business and advanced the principles at the heart of our honor society. In recognition of his distinguished service and his selection as Beta Gamma Sigma Dean of the Year in 2024, this statue will stand as a lasting tribute to a dean whose legacy exemplifies honor, wisdom, and earnestness. We have a copy of the inscription to give to you. So look for the key the next time you're in the building. It'll be around here somewhere. Once again, congratulations to all our Beta Gamma Sigma members. We ask that all members of BGS please come forward for a group photo. And I thank everyone for attending our recognition ceremony. And we invite you to stay with us for Honors Day, which will begin soon. Thank you.